Hey, 10YR here, bro. Video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be discussing the 10-year anniversary Part 2 LRs and what their details may end up looking like. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. And I love always doing these types of videos because, of course, these units end up actually announced in the live broadcast last night. It was very fun to watch it with some of you guys who actually streamed this, which is rare in and of itself. But we ended up getting announced the Dokkan Festival exclusive Super Gogeta, which of course I think most of us knew, and also the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, the Carnival unit there, and then the Carnival Goku and Frieza. I was 2 out of the 3, but I was just being contrarian about the Goku and Frieza. I think everybody was thinking about that as well. I went with just a Frieza or a Golden Frieza, but either way, it is seemingly a very, very solid unit. But we will discuss the details here in just one bit, and of course my predictions for what these units may look like. So starting with of course the Dokkan Festival exclusive Super Gogeta, let's focus on this first because this thing's the easiest one to kind of figure out, being that it's going to be a very close mirroring to the Super Vegito. And this unit here is Super Saiyan Vegeta Angel Plus, which is the tag unit here, the reverse exchange unit Super Saiyan Goku Angel. The cool thing about this, and I mentioned this in a X post, Twitter tweet, whatever you want to call it, I don't know what to call it these days, but it is starting off with Super Saiyan Vegeta, and the Super Vegito started with a Goku, so you end up getting SSR and TUR Goku. Well, we should be getting a SSR Vegeta and TUR, so I'm very excited about that, getting more card art for Vegeta. So of course, I'm guessing it's going to be the same thing where you're going to have to either exchange and have an active skill there, or you're going to go back to Vegeta and then fuse into Gogeta. Or you may, it might be the opposite. Maybe you reverse to then fuse into Gogeta. If you stay as Vegeta, he has its own active skill mechanic. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's, generally what this unit's going to look like. So let's talk about the leader skill. So the leader skill for, I'll not distract you guys there. The leader skill for Super Vegeta's Earth Protecting Heroes, Fuse Fighters, Pure Saiyans, which just makes that leader skill 100 times better. Key plus 3, HP 200%, and attack and defense 170%, and then additional 50% to Earthbred Fighters and Patara. So if you did something similar, right? If you did something similar, it's going to look something like this, where Earth Protecting Heroes is the new category. Well, Successors is the new category, and technically this unit here, kind of going back to this here, when you have the tag mechanic, you actually get both of their categories on one team, or majority, not all of them, but majority of them on one team. That's why you have Vegeta's family and Goku's family, like in Turtle School, all in the Super Vegito, which it would normally not be if this was a typical join forces. But this is an exchange, but exchange reverse, so you're able to have all those different types of categories. So yes, Successors, which is a Vegeta category, would technically be on this Gogeta here as well. So having Vegeta on here, Successor is a possibility. I don't want it to be, but it kind of makes sense having the Earth Protecting Heroes, which is way better than the Successors, be the replacement there. And I did just move Earth Protecting Heroes down as the 50% boost, and then also Fusion for Patara. I think that's easy enough to guess that the secondary 50% boost would be Patara and Fusion. Both of them are very small in category. Now I did put Movie Heroes, and it's like if we need another Movie Heroes category leader, but it always just kind of makes sense every time we see a Gogeta there, he's a Movie Heroes leader. And then time limit needs to happen because we technically only have a 180% time limit leader. We don't even have 170% to 200%. So having a time limit as the 170%, 200% would make a lot of sense. Now, other options could be what I would actually hope it would be is Earthbred Fighters Movie Heroes Time Limit. The reason why I would love Earthbred Fighters is that it would then be comparable at least enough to be like Pure Saiyans or Nerf Protecting Heroes, because those categories for Vegito is so incredibly powerful, and having successors, Movie Heroes, and Time Limit would be a lot weaker. Now, let's say they don't do Earthbred Fighters, because, technically Vegeta, that wouldn't make any sense for Vegeta to be on there, and he's actually highlighted as the SSR and TUR. Maybe Final Trump Card. I would love a Final Trump Card leader here with Movie Heroes and Time Limit, and then still keep Earth Protecting Heroes and Fusion on the boost. I think that also could be a very good alternative for the leader skill. But I hope they don't do the successor one. But it seems like they would, because those would be the two new categories that we are ending up with. And we haven't seen like a successor's leader yet. Like, when is that happening? So it would make sense here. Now, there is another option for successor's leader skill to be provided for us, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But this is kind of where my guess is, and my head's kind of going toward there. So of course you guys can comment below and let me know what you guys think the leader skill might look like. So let's talk about the typing for Gogeta here. And I think for Super Gogeta, remember this is Super Gogeta, not Super Saiyan Gogeta, it's kind of obvious, right? It's kind of obvious that there needs to be an AGL Super Gogeta. And when you're looking at Super Vegito, he's a tech unit, and you're always looking at like the opposite ends in terms of units on Dual Dokkan Fest and things of that nature. It would make sense for it to be either Super Int or Super AGL. I'm going to go with Super AGL. I think makes a lot of sense, being that we don't have a Super Gogeta AGL. So I'm going to stick with that, and that's what I'm going to go with in terms of the typing. So leader skill, I give you guys 3 guesses on here. Hopefully I can land one of them. We'll love to see Earthbred Fighters. Love to see it, because if we can get another leader there, it's going to be incredible. Of course, this being a tag unit, and I'm guessing Super AGL, the active skill here, what makes Vegito so good is that he taunts, and then you get all the attacks on him, and then he counters everything. So what I'm thinking with Gogeta, it needs to happen to have some level of effect like that, is his active skill would be a Ghost Usher, where no one gets to attack, and maybe he does 2 or 3, or let's say 2, Ultra Super attacks, which Vegito just has an Ultra Super attack. That's it. Maybe 2 or 3 of those, and be, crit every single time. Something that's going to do incredible amount of damage, because it has to make up for the crazy amount of damage with those counters that Vegito has. So that's kind of what I'm guessing in terms of that. Now, generally, Super Gogeta is effective against all types, but I think they're just going to go straight up crit, and you're just going to do crazy amount of damage when you become Gogeta. So we'll see. We'll see if they fumble this. Hopefully they don't. I think they did an incredible job with Vegito. So let's go ahead and move on to, let's go ahead and move on to then my most hyped unit here, and that's the Carnival Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, which I think is one of the best card arts I've ever seen in the game. It looks incredible. The animation's even more so. So one of the things that you can see on the screen here is a lot of people are thinking the Super EZA, the additional slot there, because we know it's going to be Tech Cell for the Super EZA there. A lot of people are saying, well, they could just Super EZA the quote-unquote first ever LR, which was Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Technically, it's Broly, the first real banner. But I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're still far away from Super EZAing LRs at this point in time. They have quite a bit more to do in the first couple generations of Dokkan Festival exclusives, and this being a yellow coin LR, I don't think they're ready to do that yet. This is my feeling. So it both has the same name, and it would be a great consolation prize. But that's one of the reasons why I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's just going to be one of those random TURs for Android Cell Saga, or possibly the future Trunks and Gohan. So anyway, That's just my thought there. So let's talk about the leader skill, and we have to look at the categories for the leader skill here. I think the one that everybody's thinking that this is going to be a 220% lead for is Android Cell Saga. Makes a lot of sense. It is featuring Cell in the background there, Goku in the background there, and that saga needs a lot of help. But I actually would hate it if that's the leader skill, because that leader skill for me, it wouldn't be very exciting. Now, again, that's probably going to be the default. That's probably what it may actually end up being. But I'm going to say no, that's not what's going to be, because during the live stream, they mentioned two things. They mentioned events that you should bring units in Final Trump card, and also bond of parent and child. And that perked up my ears a little bit. That's why the reason why I went over here on the Super Gogeta and Sid Final Trump card on this leader skill there. I was like, okay, that makes sense there. Is now that I'm thinking that this is going to be a 220% to bond of parent and child, which is fantastic. Now, my dream option with this, it'd be Earthbred Fighters. I want one of these two units. Either it's going to be Super Saiyan 2 Gohan or the Super Gogeta to have a Earthbred Fighters leader skill. I'm hoping. All right, but I'm going to stick with Bond of Parent Child again from the stream. That just those two categories just perked up my radars there, and I think a 220% Bond of Parent Child leader skill for this unit would be absolutely incredible. It would kind of fit in the whole family and rivals as well, so I think that is a high probability. So I'm going to stick with that one there. Now, in terms of the type advantage, there's only one Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and it just shouts out super physical here. And what I mean by one type advantage that's missing a TUR or an LR is super physical. That's what I meant to say. I skipped over a bunch of words. So I think it's clear that super physical is going to be the spot here. And of course, it's not going to be AGL or STR, which Blue Eyes Vegeta and LR34 Goku was the AGL one. So I think it's going to be super physical, and I think that makes a lot of sense, just looking at the typings currently right now in the game. All right, anything else I have? Oh yeah, so 220% bond of parent and child, super physical, active skill has to be the Gohan with Goku Family Kamehameha there. So and he's going to be on a ton of categories. I think this is going to be a very valuable unit. And still will cross my fingers for Earthbred Fighters. And I just hope it's not Android Cell Saga for the leader skill, by the way. So anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the final LR. And that's where everybody was clapping. Actually, no, wasn't. This was the saddest reaction to this unit here, because they were talking in the live stream like, what unit should we show you in the animations? And people were cheering for Gogeta, people were cheering for Gohan, and then it was just like 5 people clapping for Frieza and Goku. Oh boy. All right, so one of the things about this unit here that bothers me the most is you're telling me that they're doing a Carnival Frieza and Goku that's a tag unit, and you're looking at this, I'll go, yeah, there's Frieza and Goku in the back. Well, the Blue Eyes Vegeta also had a Goku in the back, had MUI Goku in the back, and you made him a unit super attack. Come on, man, that they fumbled that unit so bad. So so that's the thing that bothered me during the live stream. It just caught me going, what? They're gonna give this unit a tag mechanic? Anyway, so that's what it has. You know what? I should have showed the. Anyway, I'll show it toward the end. There's a slide at the end, but let's talk about the leader skill and the categories here. So the thing about a tag unit, so what you're seeing here, the categories for LR Goku and Frieza, LR Friku is what I called it. So the yellow coin one, it has join forces on there, but in a tag unit, it's not a join forces. It's a reverse exchange. So generally on exchange units, you don't have join forces, even though it has 2 individual characters. This is the same thing. It won't have join forces, but it should have all these other categories. But also in tag units, as we saw with Vegito, is that, or tag Gito, whatever you want to call them, is that it should also have a bunch of categories from the other characters as well. So Frieza and Goku in itself should have a few, if not all, of these categories linked up to this unit. So we might get Resurrected Warriors, we might get Gifted Warriors, Time Limit, Otherworld Warriors, Wicked Bloodline, which is going to be weird with a Goku on there, Sworn Enemies, Successors, I'll talk about that in a second. And then, of course, Pure Saiyans, Turtle Skull, Bond of Parent and Child, Kamehameha, right? So some of these are just like weird to see with Frieza. But again, it was weird after Vegito came out, and it's Goku and Frieza. You had Vegeta's family and Goku's family, right? So we should expect a lot of categories on this unit, like kind of everything else, which I've been really, really enjoying. So leader skill. I think there's 3 options here. I hate to say it, this could be the successor's 220% leader skill right off the bat. And I don't really like that category in of itself. So I think that would be a really, really sad leader skill for this unit. Another one that is probably the most realistic, I guess, is making this then another representative of Universe 7 leader. Because really the highest representative of Universe 7 leader we have is 177% Goku and Frieza. So yeah, I think they can just make this the 220%, which then again the Vegeta is just even less valuable. So or they can just switch it up and say Battle of Fate. The reason why I chose Battle of Fate here is because both of these units that's basically EZAing here, the Super Saiyan Goku and the final full power Frieza from the Namek Saga, they're on Battle of Fate as well, and this could end up, being a team where both these units are going to be first position, and then second position would be Frieza and Goku tag unit, right? So that's what I was just thinking out loud in terms of maybe a third option here. So I'm just going to leave that be. It could be successors, representatives of Universe 7, or Battle of Fate, or it could just be really any of these. I just chose those 3 as, for me, the most likely, right? I also had tournament participants, but I don't think they're going to go that route either. So I'm going to stick with this idea here. So now moving on then to the typing. So we have AGL for LR34. We have STR for Blue Eyes Vegeta. We have what I'm guessing is going to be the physical Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, which then leaves Int and what am I missing? Int and Tech. I don't think it's going to be Tech, because we already have a Tech Goku and Frieza. We already have it. So I think they're going to go in the Int here, and then that kind of matches everything up. This is going to be an Int unit. Then you have a physical Gohan. Where's Gohan here? Gohan, physical, and then we have a AGL Gogeta. I think it checks out. So that's where my head is at in terms of this unit. And then finally, kind of there's the tag mechanic, and then the Goku and Frieza art there, which looks good. Again, it looks like a great unit. So, that's why I forgot to talk about. Will this unit be an extreme class, and then when you tag, become a super class unit? That's one thing that I'm interested in seeing what they're going to be doing in terms of that. I've always wanted a dual class unit, so this could be the first dual class unit where it's extreme and super at the same time. That'd be incredible. And of course, the active skill is going to be something amazing in terms of reanimating the Goku and Frieza final attack. So yeah, hopefully these are not successors. That's really what I don't want. I guess I wouldn't mind Representative Universe 7. And then I really, really like if it was Battle of Fate. I think that would be very interesting. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all 3 of these units here. This was my prediction video, and let's see how close I get. So with that, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. If you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkan, and we'll catch you next time. Later.